Okay, I'm here to talk about episode 3 of Wistoria Wand and Sword, but before I get to that, can I just say massive thank you to everyone that is leaving suggestions for anime shows to watch in the comments of my videos. I have to say, I'm literally taking notes, so every single suggestion I'm reading and I'm noting down for later. When it comes time to picking the next show, I'm going to be going through these. So thank you so much for that. It's really nice to see all the positive feedback. Like, I know anime is massive, but so far the community has been so welcoming and it's really nice. It's really nice to see. The other thing I just wanted to say is if you've not watched this show, Wistoria Wand and Sword, or even if you have, and any other shows that we do, feel free to watch along with me. I am watching one episode every day and then trying to do this video and upload so that we can talk about each episode. And I was thinking maybe at the end of each season or each show that I do, I might actually do like a live stream session so we can talk about it live together. I do live streams already. I do gaming live streams, but this would be something different. I think it might be cool just to sit there and talk about each show or each season as we go along. Bit of a recap. But let's dive into episode 3. This one was called Order and Watcher. It was a pretty good episode. There was action. I think really the bulk of the episode was one big boss fight. Actually, there was a lot of that gaming element coming into it again. We saw monsters with different levels only appearing in certain areas and using certain magic types to beat them. This kind of thing reminds me of like Pokemon and Final Fantasy and that type of thing. We did get extra lore at the end in a big post-credit scene as well. Now I've just got a couple of corrections. I said Will Selfort in the last episode. It's Surfort. I actually wrote Surfort in a correction in that video, but I just wanted to say it out loud because I seem to have trouble with that name. It's Will Surfort. And the other thing is the end credits do seem to be the same. I thought maybe they would change each episode, but no, they are the same. And lastly, the world or the town or realm or whatever we're calling it, it is Rigarden. It's spelled R-I-G-R. It's spelled R-I-G-A-R-D-N. That's not right. It's spelled R-I-G-A-R-D-E-N. I've been pronouncing it as Rigarden. I think it's Rigarden. Everyone refers to it as Rigarden. So let's go with Rigarden. So now we get spoilery. So the episode starts with a flashback scene. We see young Will and young Elfie. Now Will is 10 years old in this flashback. I don't know if Elfie is the same age. They look similar age, but we do find out for sure that Will is 10. He's actually 16 in the present day. So he's a 6-year student. So in this flashback scene, he must have just started school. What I'm not sure about is it seems like this is the scene that Elfie or Lady Elfaria actually ascends to a Magiavanda. So does that mean she is older or does that mean she just skipped school altogether? I don't really know yet. But it's an emotional scene for Will. He bawls his eyes out. He's an emotional mess in this scene, but he knows it. He admits to it. And it seems like this is the last time these two characters see each other, at least. Elfie is also very upset, but promises to wait for Will so they can watch the sunset together. Oh, now we see Will as a paperboy. So Will's got a job. He is delivering papers in what seems to be some kind of town. There's cobblestone streets. There are townsfolk that don't seem to be part of the school, and lots of houses, perhaps, or shops. So yeah, he's working, and I guess that kind of confirms that this area isn't just a school. There's actually a whole civilization going on here. So in one of these papers, Will sees almost like an ad put out by Lady Elfaria herself. She's put an order out for ice cores, which you can obtain from Frostwalkers. We don't know why, but it seems like this is a way of getting some kind of magic power for the Magiavanda. After seeing this, Will rushes home, and then we see Will's roommate, Rosti. Now, I think I said in the last episode that I suspected Rosti to be Will's mum, or at least a family member. Now, it seems like this is probably not the case, although I still feel like there is more to Rosti than we know already. As far as Will's concerned, this is Will's roommate, and their name is Rosti. Will refers to Rusty as him, so I don't think it's his mum, but I do think there's something there. I think there's something there with Rusty. Just seems a little too invested in Will, but we shall see. It's almost like they're watching over him in a way, under the guise of a roommate. We'll see. I might be wrong. Anyway, Rusty is making weapons and items for Will to use in the dungeons against the monsters. And this is what Will runs home for. And in this scene, we see Will with his shirt off. I was not prepared for this. Will looks like a skinny teenage boy, typical teenage boy, until he takes the shirt off. And he looks like an action hero. He's got about a 12-pack, I think. Absolutely ripped. Yeah, really wasn't prepared for that. Wasn't expecting it. So, well, I guess Will has to be strong to fight all these monsters, right? We get a quick little classroom scene with Colette and one of her friends. And in this scene, we sort of learn that Lady Alfaria has created 12 different kinds of magic. And this puts her as one of the best mages to have ever lived. We also see that Colette might be a little jealous of Lady Alfaria, at least jealous of the way Will regards Lady Alfaria. Her friend seems to imply this anyway. In this scene, they also quickly mention factions. So there is an ice faction, and it seems like the students can join these factions. They don't go into detail. So Will goes to the ice dungeon, and it looks like all the Frostwalkers are basically gone. Seems like he was too late. So he's walking around and he stumbles across a student called Iris. Iris is having problems with one of the monsters and Will helps her out. Then Will sets off to find something a little stronger than a Frostwalker, and he does find this such monster. It is I think they call it a Ice Rex. This thing is huge. It's got 6 legs. It's kind of like a beetle. It's kind of like a cross between a beetle and a spider because it's got a lot of eyes, but it also looks very icy and almost robotic. It shoots big laser beams of ice. Will manages to defeat it pretty easily using his items that he got from Rusty. And he mentioned something about the Ice Rexes being weak to fire or explosives. So throughout this, we see Iris interacting with Will. Iris seems a little bit clumsy, dare I say, maybe a little bit ditzy, but then we do get a glimpse of her inner dialogue. Her voice completely changes. She becomes calm. She actually sounds a little older because we do learn that she's younger. Well, she says that she's younger than Will. She is a 4th year, which would make her 2 years younger. But her inner dialogue, she sounds so much different. The credits hit a bit earlier in this episode, which caught me by surprise, but now I know why. It's because there was a really long post-credit scene. And in the post-credit scene, we see the 5 Magia Vanda. So there is Lady Alfaria. Then we've also got 4 others. I don't know their names yet, but there is like a brawler, lightning type guy. I think one of them might be an elf. There's one that kind of seems to be the leader, and I don't remember the other one. There's a little bit of squabbling going on between them. Yeah, and it does seem that they're in need of something. I think what they're in need of relates to the way they're protecting the realm, creating this sky or this barrier to keep out the evilness. So Iris walks into the room with the Magia Vanda, and one of them says to her something along the lines of, "Do you have anything for us, Watcher?" So they call her Watcher or a Watcher. So it seems like Lady Alfaria actually sent the Watcher to watch Will. Doesn't seem like anyone else knows that Lady Alfaria knows Will. Anyway, the Watcher was impressed with Will, and it seems like they're going to take an interest in him now. And right at the end there, Lady Alfaria says something along the lines of, "I'll still be waiting for you," referring to Will. So yeah, that's the essence of the episode. It was fun, a lot of action. It was cool seeing more of Rygarden for sure. I want to see more. I want to learn more about the world. There could be other worlds apart from Rygarden. Not Rygarden, Regarden. There could be other worlds out there. We don't know yet. So that part is interesting. The world building I'm really into. And it was cool to meet the Magia Vanda as well. Hopefully we get their names soon and learn about their different abilities as well, perhaps. It's funny, even though I'm quite new to anime, I'm not really thinking of this as a different style of animation while I'm watching. It's sort of not really occurring to me. The moments that it does occur to me is when they throw in other animation on top. I think I mentioned in the last episode the sticker style animation. Sometimes you get scenes where things just change slightly and then suddenly it's like, oh yeah, I'm watching anime. Other than that, it's just like I'm watching anything else. So yeah, cool episode. Looking forward to the next one. When it's ready, it's going to be out there.